Hi there, in this video segment we're going to illustrate how you can add title slides at the beginning, end, or even to illustrate putting text on top of individual slides. In order to access the text box, you want to make sure at the top on your toolbar here you select the text button. When you select that, you'll notice there are three different types of title slides you can choose from. Motion titles, which have lots of animation built into them, static titles, which are just basic straight text, and then you have annotation images that you can put in. The most popular are going to be these motion titles. If you want to get a preview of what they're going to look like, you can just click on one, and then off to the right it'll give you a quick little animation preview. Some of them have very exciting colors and different graphics built into them that you can use as well. In order to demonstrate this, we're just going to add a very basic one at the beginning of our presentation, a title slide. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on this and drag it to the very beginning, and I'll let go, and it's going to prompt me to insert and push, and I'll go ahead and do that. And so now it's displayed there, and if I go ahead and make sure my playhead is at the beginning of the presentation here, or the beginning of my video, I click the playhead, and it gives me a little preview of what that's going to look like and an idea of how long that's going to show up before it advances to the next image. So that looks good. So now what I need to do is change the text. So I'm just going to double click right on this title slide, and it'll take me to a screen here where I can adjust certain settings. This option here lets me rotate the text. I really don't want to do that in this case. I want to make sure I just change the text. So right here is the little text properties button. I'll select that, and now I can go ahead and insert my text. And the title of this is going to be called Apostle Islands. And then the second line here underneath there, I'm going to type in summer 2017. You can change the color of these here by clicking the little down arrow. So whatever is white, you can change it to the color, whatever color is in the palette here. Whatever is in orange, you can change using that color palette. When you are done editing, just go ahead and make sure that you click Done Editing. It'll display and it'll be ready for you to get a preview. So if I move my playhead to the right here, I can go ahead and click play here. We get an idea of what that's going to look like. One other thing that you can do is you can also add text over the top of an existing slide. In order to do that, you need to make sure that you have an empty play timeline at the top here. So right now, all of our images and our title slide is in the timeline for video 1. At the top here, I have video 2. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this next title slide here, which is called primary text. I'm just going to drag that right on top here, and I'm going to make it the same length time-wise as that slide. So I'm going to just drag it a little bit so it's 5 seconds as well. And what I want to do is when the slide comes up, I want it to say Sand Bay Dock. And so again, I'm just going to double click on that title slide, and I'm going to type in Sand Bay, and then I'm going to call this Broken Dock. And again, I'll just leave the colors. Actually, I will change the color on this one. I'm going to make this more of a brighter color so it stands out a little bit. And then if I want to rearrange it, see how it's not exactly centered there, I'm going to click Show to Grid. And I'm going to take that and I'm just going to resize it a little bit so it's right on the exact spot. You can see a little better if I do this. You can grab the corners here and resize the text box. This is really just a text box, so you want to get it to be sort of more like right there. You can do that. You can reposition it wherever you want it on the screen here. I'll put it right there. I'll click Done Editing, and then let's just take a look at what this is going to look like when I start to play the show here. So I'm going to start about halfway through there. We'll click play. There's my title slide that'll go for about 6 seconds, and then it'll jump into the next slide here, and it shows Sand Bay text on top of that image, and it will run through. So you can do that on top of all your slides. The key, in order to put text on top of an image, you need to make sure that you have that blank timeline at the top, and then all of your images will be listed underneath there. If you don't, for whatever reason, you can always add another timeline by clicking the plus sign here, and you can add a video 3. You can change the title of that if you want, but just click OK, and now you'll notice that I have the video 3 at the top here. If you want to get rid of it, you just click that little delete button. So give that a try. There's lots of different options here. This is where you can really get kind of carried away and have lots of fun adding titles and images to your video. Good luck.